Welcome back to the Tydirium Hangar. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well today. Today I'm coming at you with a different type of video. Today I want to talk to you about Optimus Prime and why he is loved so much. I've made other videos in the past talking about how Prime always sells. And I've also talked about all these new releases of Prime. They get excitement, and we'll talk about that. We're going to touch on comparing him to other characters, the characteristics of this, but why he appeals to non-collectors as well as collectors so much. Started noticing this back when the MP44 was released, people coming out of the woodwork reviewing MP44, talking about MP44, owning an MP44, $450 for a casual, normie, non-collector to drop $450 is very impressive, and I saw this a lot, but you know what's more impressive than that? The slew of people that don't even collect Transformers, they talk about completely other things, coming out with a RoboSyn, popping up with a $700 RoboSyn, now I guess it's a $1,000 RoboSyn. And it's interesting because I only see those people with RoboSyn Optimus Primes. No Grimlock. People say Grimlock is superior. I don't have either one, but we'll talk about this. You're going to see the same phenomenon occur with this missing link. People come out of the woodwork buying up these missing link figures, talking about them. You're going to see it. It's already happening, but it's a good thing. I'm not complaining about it. I'm not really calling anyone out. I'm actually saying it's a good thing, and I'm here to explain why. So let's get into talking about why Optimus Prime gets so much love by everyone. Coming up. So the first reason this popular character is so popular is the looks, the aesthetic. It is a cool look to Optimus Prime. He is an interesting red, white, and blue with a little bit of yellow smattered in, and he has heroic proportions. The original Optimus Prime from the original cartoon did look very simplistic, wasn't really overly done. They started making him look a little bit more dramatic as the series went, and looking a little bit more interesting, but still overall, the overall look and aesthetic of him was very similar to the early days of the animation. He had heroic proportions, and some of the iconic things about Optimus Prime were carried over to almost every iteration of him as the multiple different eras went on. What you notice is that although Prime looks sort of different in many different iterations, he still carries some of the same similarities through each iteration. Factoring out the Beast Wars, because of course that's a whole different character, it's not supposed to look the same, but there are some similar ties to it. You do have the two windows on the chest. You still maintain heroic proportions. The red, white, and blue is still utilized in there some way, shape, or form. And of course, they do try to make them, whether it's a live-action movie, whether it's Transformers Prime, Robots in Disguise, whatever it is, they try to make Optimus Prime look really cool. And they've always done it, but still, going back to the roots of Optimus Prime, they all sort of match up. So you might ask yourself, how much does look really matter? Do looks really matter that much? Because it's what's on the inside that really counts, and we will investigate the inside and what counts there. But taking a look at this, you can see that I'm going to throw a thought experiment your way. And if they were to substitute Hoist's design from day one and plug him in, give him the name Optimus Prime, he is the leader. And then, of course, his Trailbreaker would be his Ultra Magnus. And do a role swap from day one. Give the same voice actor, same everything. I don't think Optimus Prime would be the phenomenon that he is today, because aesthetically, I just really don't think Hoist is that interesting looking. He is interesting in a way. He's kind of weird and his proportions are off. I do not think aesthetically the Hoist model plugged into the Optimus Prime role would be as popular. Coincidentally, people will be going, hey, you know that one side character, that one guy, Optimus Prime? He's kind of cool. Well, Hoist that looks like Optimus Prime, he's kind of cool. The next point is Optimus Prime is obviously a leader, but he embodies all of these great characteristics. He is soft-spoken, heroic, brave, sincere, genuine, true, moral, ethical, inspirational, almost to the point he's a goody two-shoes. Now, most people don't like a goody two-shoes, obviously, but he's always doing it for other people. He's a selfless person. And I gotta say that I wish that I could say that I 100% of the time embody all of these characteristics. And what's holding me back is me. Maybe I should try to embody all of these characteristics in my daily life. But to say that this character always does in every circumstance is fantastic. You never see him being selfish. You always see him being selfless. And you always see him as a leader putting everyone else first. When I'm in a restaurant, I hear somebody ask, can I talk to your manager? I wonder what Optimus Prime would say if he was the manager on duty. All right, so I've assembled some leaders in other TV shows and kind of want to talk about this because I really do feel like Optimus Prime is a better leader than any of these people in any of these scenarios. Now, obviously, Duke, a military leader, and a lot of people look at Duke very similar, but bulletproof and awesome, great leader. Lino, well, he's his own deal there. That cat is his own cat. And then He-Man has a lot of the qualities too. So does Matt Tracker, has some of them too. But none of them embody as many positive qualities as Optimus Prime. I was also going to talk about Leo as a leader of the Turtles, but I gotta say I really feel like the Turtles wasn't as clearly defined leadership qualities in there. But I have to say we will revisit these here in a minute. So when they killed off Optimus Prime for the first time, it was an emotional reaction that a lot of kids had. I gotta tell you, I was a little stirred up, but it didn't change my life. I was disappointed, and I really didn't like going forward with Rodimus, but I had a Rodimus figure, so that made it a little bit easier for me. But some kids took it way harder than I did, and I can understand that. Made them change the ending of G.I. Joe, and they didn't kill off Duke like they originally planned. They literally just put him in a coma. Later on, they were stating that Duke came out of the coma. Everybody cheered. Did I just ruin the ending for you? Well, it technically wasn't the ending. It was actually just like a little sidebar of the ending. What if they actually went through with killing off Duke? Would we ever have seen a Tiger Force Duke? Would they have made that anyway? Or would they have stuck with their own original continuity and not made a Tiger Force Duke? So next, he was voiced by Peter Cullen, and I have to say that it does matter who the voice actor is. And of course, Peter Cullen wanted to do the best job, and he wanted to bring all of these traits and qualities to the character and bring it to life. It's one thing to just read your lines, but it's something else to bring this character to life in several different ways, in several different iterations. Now, although he wasn't in every series, he didn't voice Prime in everything, and he's not voicing Prime in everything even today. He does a lot. He was part of the live action series and the original G1 and a few other things, which you have to admit that without the voice of Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime would not feel the same, and I don't think he would resonate with all of the viewers like he did. Whether you're watching the intro to Voltron, you know there's something special about the voice narrating that, or the voice of Mantor in Sectaurs. Yes, Peter Cullen brought those to life very well. Next up, Optimus Prime as a father figure. There are a lot of kids from the 80s raised without their dads. I know that my real dad dipped out on me when I was 4, and I only saw him like 20 times from then till the time he died. I had a stepdad that I didn't appreciate, I understand. Got to take him to see the new Mad Max movie, though, so I'm going to show him my appreciation. But I do want to say that a lot of people had a void in their life, and as you watch shows like this, it somewhat fills a void in that life. But a lot of kids did look at him as a father figure, and that it's a good father figure to look up to, a good role model for kids to look up to. So getting back to this, how do all of these guys stack up as a leader, as a role model, as a father figure, as all of those? Starting out with Kid or Mask, Matt Tracker was a cool character. It was a good dude, obviously, a decent leader, but I don't think he was anywhere on the level of Optimus Prime. He cared about his son, Scott, which a lot of people believe is more of a nephew or something along those lines, but he was a pretty cool guy, had a cool car, and a lot of money, but he definitely did not embody all of the traits that Optimus Prime did. Bulletproof may have actually had all of those traits, but one thing I have to say is that this is a sad thing that Cops and Crooks just wasn't very popular. And it was not anywhere near as popular as Transformers, and it doesn't really have the following today that Transformers does. Still, Bulletproof's one of those great iconic leaders that is really cool and has a lot of positive traits. Lino, the leader of the Thundercats, was actually a kid. So he was just trying to find his way in the world. He was nowhere near as refined as Optimus Prime, and nowhere near the leader, nowhere near the father figure at all. Actually, to tell you the truth, Panthro is more of a father figure in this storyline. Yeah, you could probably say Jaga, but nothing like Optimus Prime. He-Man always had some nice moral lessons for you to learn, kind of like a big brother would teach you, but nothing like a father figure. Leader, in a way, was still felt like groupthink. He was still the kid. He was Prince Adam. He wasn't King Randor, Prince Adam. And with that, I still don't think he had the same level of impact that Optimus Prime did, even on his own TV series. Even though He-Man, the Master's Universe, people call it Master's Universe, it was called He-Man. Everybody called it He-Man. But still, great character. One of the great characters. These are great characters that almost stack up to Optimus Prime, but don't quite. Now, talking about Duke, one of the problems is there were just too many other cool characters in G.I. Joe. Duke himself was cool. It's a good one, but I would put him in my top 10, but still not my favorite. I don't know how many people would rate Duke as their absolute favorite character in the show, but if they killed him off, I don't think it would have been the end of the show. I don't think it would have been the end of the kids' lives because Duke died, but people would be sad, but then they'd move on. But there's a lot of different characters. There's a lot of officials that outranked him in the show, too. He wasn't the highest ranking official in there, but anyhow, Duke's a cool character. Optimus Prime still got him beat. Lastly, the popularity of Transformers is another reason why their main leader, Optimus Prime, is so popular to collectors and non-collectors. Think about it, worldwide popularity. Worldwide, other countries, it's big in Japan, big in many different markets. This is one of the properties and franchises that is just so large because so many people love the show. So many people love the comics. So many people love all the iterations, all the different eras. And with that, the popularity, Optimus Prime is there for every iteration, even if he looks a little bit different in each one. The fact that it's so popular is another reason why people love Optimus Prime so much, because the most lovable character in there is in a very popular franchise. So I'm curious what you think about this phenomenon of everybody loving Optimus Prime, something that I've noticed for a while now, but I kind of think that it's even bigger now than it ever was. Let me know in the comments below, like and subscribe, and Titanium Hanger out.